Hey guys, this is Michael and Captain Sean from PTR Games TV, and we're here bringing you our coverage from E3 2011. I was lucky to hang out with Sony's poster boy, Nathan Drake, and his girlfriend Elena, and
I got in a little trouble with everyone's favorite Galactic Empire, but don't worry, I got out of it.
Lucky you did.
Yes.
Lucky you did. This is not the captain you're looking for. Yeah.
These aren't the
captain
you're looking for.
These aren't the
captain
we're looking for.
I mean, honestly, when you got arrested by these scouts here by Star Wars, we were actually in line for Battlefield 3.
Yes, we got to play probably one of the most anticipated games of E3. Some were waiting 4 hours. We only waited 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, not 20 hours. I mean, I would have probably fallen asleep. The line was definitely about 4 hours long. It was crazy. But when we actually got into the actual booth and into the demo, I thought we were just going to jump in right into the gameplay, but we were actually halted by Lars Gustafsson, who is the lead multiplayer designer for PTR. He kind of gave us a briefing on what Battlefield 3's new features are all about.
Yeah, one of the first things that he talked about was the new classes that are going to be in Battlefield 3. There are 4. It is Assault, who is now the medic, instead of like in Battlefield Bad Company 2 where you have the guy with the LMG being the medic. This time it is the Assault Trooper. He carries around a defibrillator and a medical pack.
As well as, I would say, a assault machine gun, so he's a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, he does have an assault rifle and a pistol and all that jazz. Now, the other classes are the Engineer, who has the handy-dandy wrench, and I think that's about it.
I think he's more of like the anti.
He's anti-armor. Yeah.
Definitely anti-vehicle. He's kind of like the guy that you want around when there's a huge tank blasting your dudes up. Kind of balance that playing field a little bit. They've kind of kept the classes of the Sniper and the Engineer true to their form from previous installments, except for the Medic and the Assault. They've kind of switched their body parts a little bit. We now have a support class, which carries a large machine gun or an LMG, and they also provide ammo for the rest of the group. So if you're running out of ammo, don't look for the Assault, look for the support class.
Yeah.
Definitely really good implementation for class balance.
Yeah, and a new thing about the Support Trooper is that with his LMG, he can lay down suppressive fire. This is brought on by Lars himself because he is a favor with the LMG, but he was getting tired of laying down lots and lots and lots of ammunition fire.
Right, yeah, he was saying that he likes being the support class, and he was concerned that being the support class didn't have enough offense as much as it had defense.
Yeah, and he was getting tired of shooting at somebody and that not affecting them, so they were just able to jump up real quick, shoot him in the head, and be done with them. And he's just like, wait, all that ammunition that I just spent, all that fire, and nothing happened?
100 rounds into one section, and this guy blasts me with a burst fire of 3, and I'm dust. Somebody's got to change.
Yeah, so we now have suppression. What suppression does is basically your character is getting scared. So your vision starts to blur, and then your movements start to get kind of sluggish. That way, with the fire, you're not going to be jumping around and all that. And now the support trooper's teammates can flank around and take out the enemy soldier.
I definitely think the suppression mode or the suppression feature is a very, very key element to this game, is because now you can actually work as a team where the support guy really stands true to his actual class. He's going to lay down a base of fire. So there's a bunch of guys on the opposite end and you need to advance forward, but your guys are getting railed. You're going to lay down a piece of fire. What that will do to the other team is will reduce their combat efficiency. Maybe their aim will not be as steady. If, say, like you damage someone and you know how you hide to regenerate health, if you are under fire and you're trying to regenerate health, the health regen actually stops.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I think that's great to balance out some of that gameplay.
Yeah, it's taking Battlefield's teamwork to another level. Another new thing was, or not so much new, but is the 4-person squad. That comes back, and now there's a squad leader. If you're familiar with Battlefield 2 on PC, you know that there is squad leaders in that too. We are assuming that they will take that role, where in Battlefield 2, you had your squad leader kind of telling you where to go on the map, what to focus on, what flag to focus on, what area to focus on. And we DICE has not confirmed this yet, but we believe that the commander from Battlefield 2 will be coming back too, where he's telling the squad leaders what to do and is providing UAVs and artillery strikes and ammunition dumps.
That's actually pretty cool. If they actually have a full squad of commander leader telling other squad leaders what to do. Also, I think the spotting system is also back, but now you can actually spot the actual leader as opposed to maybe the groups, the people under the leader. Maybe that can cause them some sort of hindrance in the game if you kill them. I can only imagine, especially with such control over a squad, telling him what to do, killing that guy, maybe you can't spawn on him anymore. Or something that would definitely hinder some sort of progress. So it's 4-player squad, actually all across all systems. There is no favor in for the PC version, although it may be a bigger multiplayer, but there's going to be a 4-person squad across all platforms.
Yeah, the basic gameplay is going to be the same. They were promising us that.
Yeah, and some of the gameplay elements that we're going to be seeing, we're going to have Conquest and Rush being brought back to us, which is fine. But Lars also said that there is going to be
a team deathmatch. New to Battlefield that hasn't really been there before. I'm looking kind of forward to that.
I just kind of want to go out and shoot something and kill something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like playing squad battles. It really just depends on my mood of play.
This is really EA and DICE taking Battlefield and aiming it at Activision's Call of Duty. That is a big thing on Call of Duty, is just the straight up team deathmatch. And now Battlefield 3 is going to have it. It's going to make it a contender.
We also have little knickknacks here that make the game pretty, just like dog tags, for example, or even like custom. You can actually customize these dog tags to however you like. They didn't really, extrapolate on what exactly you could do with the dog tags, but they're dynamically updatable. So when, say, like you were to knife someone, we're probably going to go over that a little bit later off the knifing system. But you knife someone, you take their dog tag. That's kind of what one of the elements was in Bad Company. 2, when you knife someone, you take their dog tag. This time around, when you take someone's dog tag, if it has a heart on it, say like designed with a heart on it, and you kill them again later on, maybe a week later, and they have like a box with a pineapple or a tree on it, that will also update on your log system. So it's kind of cool. But speaking about knives, I know that has gone up. What do you guys know about that?
Yeah, the knifing system has been totally revamped from what I noticed in the game. I was able to knife somebody.
I wasn't.
Yeah, a new thing about the dog tag thing, taking dog tags when you knife somebody, is Lars was talking about how you can only do it if you take them from the back.
Yeah.
So now when I did it, I grabbed the enemy soldier from the shoulder, and turned him around and stabbed him in the chest. The entire time, exactly, and the entire time, your character and the enemy character make eye contact the entire time. It makes it pretty intense. So I have to say.
So they definitely, like, instead of like your little quick knife that maybe you stab up in the air and kill someone, or even your Call of Duties when you go in for the slash and you kind of slash the arm and kill. This literally has a new animation aspect where you grab the person, as he was saying, take the knife and literally jam it in the chest while you're standing face to face. Kind of gives you more of a realistic feel for it.
It's much more dynamic, and it's kind of reminiscent of Killzone 3's brutal melee system.
I think that's what
you grab the enemy and you stab them in the chest or in the face.
They did a great job in Killzone with that. I'm glad that the EA is kind of picking bits and pieces from really good first-person shooters out there. On top of that, when Battlefield is known for the destruction with Frostbite 2 engine. What's new is the Destruction 2.0. What can you do with 2.0? I know there's a little secret out there.
Yeah, well, we all know Bad Company 2, you can bring down buildings. And that's going to make a return. In Bad Company 2, you can only kill somebody when you're destroying the environment if they were inside the building. Now they're saying that if you shoot a wall and the enemy guy was standing behind, the falling debris will crush and kill him too.
Yeah, so watch out for huge concrete blocks after you just launched a huge rocket into a wall. Be careful of that now.
You most definitely want to stay away from walls in this game.
And they didn't really, we played the PC version when we were there. It was under Alienware computers. It was 16 versus 16, multiplayer rush mode based in Paris. They kind of focus, I think this game might be focusing a little bit more on infantry battle. for certain areas.
Well, they were saying that this level was focusing on the infantry levels a lot more. They wanted to show how they were looking at infantry in this game a little bit more. The other thing to note is that we were playing a pre-alpha build of the game.
Definitely pre-alpha.
Yeah, and if you don't know, pre-alpha is basically when they pretty much first start getting the game up and running. They just created the world. But most interesting thing about that is, it is one of the most beautiful, best running games I have ever played, and that was on pre-alpha.
Yeah, pre-alpha version.
Yeah, that's
surprising.
That's crazy.
I think Crisis, but in its pre-alpha form, but in Crisis in its nowadays form.
Yeah,
that's what Battlefield looks like in a pre-alpha form. I just can't wait to see what the final product will look like. It's definitely going to be very exciting for me. Definitely visual candy for my eyes when I play that game. I really don't know what else. They didn't really discuss either the console versions either. They didn't really kind of touch base on that yet. Do you know anything relatively close about that?
Yeah, the only thing I was able to find out is on IGN.com. Apparently they got some sort of interview, and it was DICE saying they were not ready to show the console versions yet. They're still fleshing everything out, but they said don't worry about it. They'll be running smooth, and we were able to find some stuff that they were showing at GDC, and it looks very, very close to what we've been seeing.
Yeah, I really can't wait for the beta to come out. I think that the overall gameplay was fun. We started off in a rush gameplay. The bigger map, they allowed us to tank, although we kind of just went straight into killing each other. Skip the tank, don't tell them that. Lars, we're sorry. And then it kind of progressed into smaller, closer combat. We were stuck in a long subway. That was kind of my favorite things.
Just having to run between the pillars and taking cover and not soaking up a lot of damage. Because in this game, you cannot soak up a lot of damage. The guns do damage to people. I am actually very, very happy about that. I remember I was actually able to kill somebody with my sidearm without putting an entire clip into them.
In their head, and then knife you, and then that's it, right?
Yeah, that's as a gun person, that is my gripe about some games. You put bullets in people and nothing ever happens. So
Call of Duty. You know what? We were definitely impressed with the gameplay aspect, especially for its pre-alpha build. The graphics itself, just absolutely stunning. Destruction, when we were getting fired at in the subway, chunks and little chunks of pieces of particles, concrete particles, anything came off, and I felt like I was really getting shot at in a subway battle.
One other thing is the vehicles. They now have regenerative health.
Yes.
So if you're taking hits, if you take back, it will regenerate. But another thing about the vehicles is they can be disabled. Now, they haven't really talked about how much they can be disabled. We know that if they take like a hit to the wheels or the tracks, say it's a tank, that they'll stop.
And then it gets immobilized.
Yeah, and you may be able to keep on using the turret, and then probably the engineer can rush up and fix it, and you can get moving again, But they also haven't said if you can disable the turret and just have a running tank or a car or anything like that. That would be interesting if they do that too.
Definitely looking forward for a newer vehicle gameplay. A little thing about it, I know you guys are going to be asking a little bit about the vehicles and where are the airplanes and jets. Well, the only thing that Lars really said about the airplanes and jets is that there's going to be implemented only in conquest mode. So you're probably only seeing jets and stuff in conquest mode, maybe for balance purposes. In Battlefield Vietnam, that's all we did see is helicopters in conquest mode. I didn't see any.
Because usually the conquest mode, the map is going to be a lot bigger, and if you're going to have jets, you're going to have a huge map. So, and he did say that the jets will be in the console versions. So,
I definitely can't wait. Battlefield 3 right here. We got this beautiful little magazine. Check it out. Coming out, October 25th?
October 25th,
alongside with Modern Warfare 3. You guys check it out. That was probably one of my favorite games when we were at E3. Alongside with us was Edgar, who came along with us. He's going to be going over the stuff that he got a chance to play at E3 2011. I'm Michael. This is Sean. Take it to Edgar.